Ladies, I hope that you will pay more attention to these men you are dating. And some of you are not dating a man, but you might have a one night stand with a man, or you might be his side piece, or you're just the hang around woman. Don't sell yourself cheap, because some of these men tell you how they feel, but you do not believe it. And some of you do not ask the critical questions before you lie down with him. Now, you need to have your own protection. Don't wait on a man to have protection, please. Just don't do it. Don't wait on him, because if he tells you, I don't want to have a baby by you, he is saying he might want to have a baby, but he doesn't want to have a baby with you. Now, in some cases, he will say, I don't want any children at all. And that lets you know that it's no slap in your face, but he is a man who doesn't want children. And if he lets you know that up front, then you have no reason to feel bad about it later on. Now, sometimes a man might say to you, I'm telling you, if you get pregnant with this relationship, I'm not going to do anything to help you with the baby, because I told you I don't want to be a father, and I told you I'm not going to do anything to help. Now, you know what? This puts a woman in a precarious situation, especially the way the world is now here in the United States. A woman can take a man to court. A woman can say, well, I'm going to make certain that you give me money for this child, whether you want to or not. Now, in a way, that's not fair to the man, is it? In a way, it's not fair, because he told you he didn't want to have a child, but he didn't have sense enough to use protection for himself. So I would admonish you not to be with a man who doesn't want to use protection himself, because he's just using you as a repository for his bodily fluid. And you certainly don't want to be that. Women, please begin to think about this, because sometimes you meet this man and you don't know anything about him. You have not had any kind of meaningful discussion with him, so you don't know how he's thinking. And you go on and you sleep with him, and then he comes talking all this stuff later on, and you knew nothing about it. You just gave yourself because you thought, well, he seems to like me, I like him, so why not? Our relationship should be built on something a little more substantial than just meeting a person for the first time and not having any kind of relationship with that person, so that you will know what he's thinking and how he's thinking. And then if he had good sense, he would be talking with you to find out what your thinking is all about and how you come up with your thinking process. So why have a man that you sleep with and you don't know anything about him and you're willing to have his baby? But I don't think you're willing to have his baby. You don't want to have his baby. But maybe you don't believe in bringing that pregnancy to a conclusion. You probably don't want to do that. But if you choose not to do that, he's already told you that he doesn't want to be responsible. But this is where men get put in the okey doke. He will have to be responsible because you can have the DNA test, you can prove that he's the father, and the next thing he is in child support court. So men, that would say something to you too. You've got to exercise some sense. Don't leave that up just to the woman. You need to come up with some decisions about your own body and watch what you're doing with your seed. Because if you don't think enough of a woman to have her as the mother of your child, later on that's going to hurt the child because it's not the child's fault. The child will want a relationship with his or her father, but you don't want that, so you're not going to even present yourself as a father or a father figure. So let's keep our minds clear and purposeful about how we relate to one another in this matter.